Hi, my name is India. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a little book haul because my pile of books that I have acquired is tall enough for me to justify talking about all of them. My cats are coming in to say hello. I am drinking the Trader Joe's pumpkin spice rooibos. It's one of my favorite fall drinks to have, one of my favorite teas. My roommate and I do stock up on it before the end of the season so that we are never without. Let me talk about the books that I have acquired over the course of the last couple months. First of all, some of these I've read and some of these I have not read. But yes. First of all, we have Margaret and the Mystery of the Missing Body by Megan Milks. I read this over the summer and really enjoyed it, really liked it. I love Megan Milks' writing and I really want to see what they come out with next. I think it's been a while since they've come out with anything because this came out in 2021 and their other book that I've read, Slug and Other Stories, came out also in 2021. Hold on. Yeah, so I just really love this author and I'm ready to read more of their books. So if you know of any Megan Milks books that have come out without my knowledge, please do share. Share with the class. Next, a completely different type of book that I have read and enjoyed probably the same amount is Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. This is the first book in the Ice Planet Barbarians series and I loved this. I am so excited to read the next ones. I'm gonna see if I can find a viable way to get them as ebooks because I don't necessarily feel there's the deep desire to own all of them, but I would like to read them, and my library only has the audiobooks available and these are just a little too spicy for me to validate or to for me to comfortably listen to as audiobooks. So yeah, I do still have a bookmark in there because this is the short story that occurs after Barbarian Alien, and I would like to read that before I finish the short story. Hi Hecate, what are you doing? My cats surely will say hello. Then, oh my gosh, a book I haven't read. You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. I've loved everything that Akwaeke Emezi has written, and I think I'm really gonna love this. This is a romance between this woman who is grieving the loss of her partner, and she, I think, is making a connection and starting to spend time with this guy, and ends up at this guy's place. And his dad is involved, and his dad becomes a really important figure. I've heard that this is kind of messy and really good. So, yes. Next, we have another book that I have read. One that I don't think is necessarily for me because I am not a avid participant or reader of this genre, which is fantasy. But this is A Tide of Treason by A.B. Daniels Anaki. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I got this at a queer market over the summer and met the author, and the author talked to me about their book, and then I left, and then I came back and I was like, I do want this book. And while it's not for me, I am happy that I read it. It is about a 3 characters who are all trying to get what they want in different varieties. So one of them is a mermaid who is trying to save her people from this pollutant of iron that is kind of destroying the ocean. And then it's also following this kingdom that has done a lot of things in order to gain power of iron, and the prince who is avoiding coming into his kinghood and is like running away. Not really, he's not running away, but he like goes to the seas to kind of postpone being a king. And then we also have this privateer slash pirate who is trying to take down the king. Again, I think that people would enjoy this, but it just wasn't for me. I did get some like art of the characters though, so if that does anything for you, that's exciting. I'm gonna have that live in the book. Okay, next I have Pile Press issue 9, a literary journal for women and non-binary creatives. I got this at a zine fest that I went to, which was super fun. Also over the summer, not in the same week that I did that, in the same week as some other stuff that happened. But anyway, this is just a literary journal that I picked up, and I really am excited to dig into it. It's short. It has like poetry and art and stories and graphic novel, comics. I just think I was really compelled by this booth, and I picked up a lot of different zines, but I was like going through a lot of their issues that they had, and this was the one that most stood out to me. A book I have read, Love is for All of Us by James Cruz and Brad Peacock. This is a poetry collection, poetry anthology from different poets that talks about what love is, what community is, what tenderness and belonging are. And I really liked this. I am a big fan of poetry anthologies and collections of different poets and authors, a little bit more than I am a fan of a collection of poetry from one singular poet. We have Lifting Belly by Gertrude Stein. It's so tiny. This is a erotic comic. No, it's not. This is an erotic poem by Gertrude Stein. I have had an interesting relationship with Gertrude Stein this summer. I was working on a Gertrude Stein piece that I later decided to cancel or at least temporarily cancel, because of some things I learned about her politics and her actions in the 30s and 40s. So I was like, I don't quite know where I stand. But while I was in my strong Gertrude Stein phase, I heard about Lifting Belly and really wanted to dig into it. I've heard that this is one of the best erotic poems out there. If you know anything about me, I have a very strong interest in erotic literature and erotic poetry and just the history of erotic literature. I find it super interesting. So who knows when I'm gonna get to this, but I am still interested enough to give it a shot. Then, while I was looking for Gertrude Stein poetry, I found Running Upon the Wires poems by Kay Tempest. Kay Tempest is one of my favorite contemporary poets. They are super cool and do cool things with performing their poetry. And I really love both Brand New Ancients and Let Them Eat Chaos. You can watch them performing Let Them Eat Chaos, and it's stunning. But this is explosively lyrical, frayed yet powerful in its pain, determined to speak and find love and human community of a terrifying beauty. I'm just excited. Yeah. Then I was at a thrift store and I found this and I was like, no way! I found Perks of Loving a Wallflower by Erica Ridley. This is a queer, sapphic, Regency romance, and I just think I'm gonna love this. I think I'm gonna need this at some point. Romance is a really important part of my self-care. So when I'm feeling a little down, a little not great, romance is good, and I think some sapphic historical romance is gonna be right for me. And lastly, the most recent book that I have purchased is also the most recent book that I've read, A History of My Brief Body by Billy Ray Belcourt. This is a collection of personal essays that explores indigeneity, queerness, race in Canada, and just is so good. This was really well written. It on the back says for readers of Ocean Vuong and Maggie Nelson, and this very much felt in the vein of Maggie Nelson, and I loved it, the way that it was referential to other works of theory and creative nonfiction, and just how poetic it was. So I definitely want to pick up Billy Ray Belcourt's poetry, because I was a fan of this. Well, thank you for watching this short little video. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them, particularly if they're ones that I have read. We can talk a little in the comments. That could be fun. But yes, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you when I see you.